Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the fire sign of Leo. This is going to be for December 29th to January 24th. And Leo, let's get right into it. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages for the week. Then we're going to get your animal spirits out and your traditional spread to see what it is you may or may not be going through this week, Leo. Now, I'm a moon and Leo myself, so I definitely resonate with Leo energy. Let's get right into it. Soulmate. This has really been coming out quite a lot lately. We have forgiving and learning, Leo. Nice. I like this energy. And we have healing family issues. Wow. So forgiving and learning, healing family issues, definitely compatible. Soulmate energy is always nice, right? So let's get right into your animal spread. Now, your animals' spirits are going to represent stages in your life that you may be entering into. Can also represent personality traits of individuals you may be dealing with, or energies that are becoming available to you right now to help you through a particular scenario. All right? So let's get right into it, my lovely, lovely Leos. We have the cheetah, of course. Now, this energy has been coming out for you for quite a few readings. Certainly weeklies, you have shown up with cheetah energy. Fire, of course. We have the starfish again showing up. This water energy. And we have the raccoon. Earth energy. Very nice. So let's get right into it. So the cheetah. I love the cheetah. Cheetah is very strong. Fire energy. The cheetah is really unmatched in its dedication to purpose, right? Cheetah individuals, excuse me, people who resonate with cheetah energy are really awe-inspiring. They're incredible to watch. Their ability to keep going until they reach their destination, not to be slowed down or deterred. Their sense of purpose, as I said, is unmatched. And in this way, these are generally very, very ambitious, but not ambitious just for sort of wealth and fame, but ambitious to sort of rise up to their own goals and dreams for themselves, to manifest their purpose in life. And so, wow, this is a very strong, certainly a strong energy for achieving great goals. It's almost as if the sun radiates out from within the cheetah. And so, very, very strong. It's a masculine energy at the heart, certainly. And it's definitely a forward driving sort of manifestation of your highest goals. The cheetah is definitely able to accomplish that. Now, the starfish is water energy, and starfish is generally associated with that feeling or that characteristic of sort of taking the easy road, right? If you are a starfish individual, you know somebody who's starfish resonating with this is going to be someone who's very attractive. They are oftentimes they're oftentimes almost mesmerizing, right? Being around a starfish is like being around a star, right? And so they draw you in. They're magnetic. They're beautiful. However, the starfish, oftentimes, a person who resonates with this and has these qualities, if they're resonating with starfish energy, then they oftentimes rely on these qualities to the exclusion of sort of searching for a deeper quality, right? A deeper value that they can bring to their lives and to others. Starfish energy generally kind of does itself a disservice, right? In the way that there's so much more, and there's certainly a hidden gem to for the starfish sort of personality within them to pursue and to seek out. But it's their fear of failing in a way, right? It's their fear that, you know, what they have on the inside, the deeper qualities they have aren't going to match the outer qualities, or that they won't be able to succeed, you know, using those deeper qualities of themselves and not relying necessarily on the exterior, on their good looks or on their ability to charm, right? And so in a lot of ways, starfish individuals really need to learn to sort of take the first step and sort of really manifesting who they are in their lives. Now, the raccoon is earth energy, and the raccoon is associated with a huge amount of talent, right? Raccoon people are very, very skilled. They're skilled with their hands. And so, you know, there's oftentimes this animal spirit is sort of representative of individuals who play musical instruments, people who are woodworkers, people who create with their hands or who manipulate objects with their hands to create something very beautiful. The raccoon is, however, very shy, right? And oftentimes has a little bit of self-esteem issues. They tend to stick to the shadows. They tend to want to be hidden. And so with raccoon energy, sometimes, you know, if you're resonating with this, you know, it's you have great skill and talent to share with the world, and you just need to sort of get that first step, you know, to get out there, and to kind of overcome that initial fear that that you won't be enough, right? The raccoon really fears inadequacy, you know, it fears the feeling of not being enough or not being good at something or not being good enough at something. And oftentimes this is really just an unrealistic anxiety that they have when they really truly have so much to give. Now let's get right into your spreads for the week, Leo. I'm going to pull out 4 to 6 spreads, 3-card spreads. These are scenarios that you may or may not resonate with this week, and that's fine. Just take what applies to you, and if it doesn't apply, just let it go. Looking at Leo for December 29th to January 4th. Just want to see a clear picture of what some Leos may or not be engaging in or dealing with this week. Let me see. Show me. Judgment, 2 of Wands, High Priestess. All right, so Judgment comes in because, Leo, Judgment is interesting. It's been a card that's really been coming up in my readings a lot lately for all signs. And Judgment is really about releasing judgment, releasing hypercriticism, letting yourself also sort of go in terms of letting guilt go or letting your, you know, judgmentality of yourself go. Sometimes we hold ourselves to an unrealistic standard, and we forget that we are also human and that we can make mistakes, right? Oftentimes, you know, forgiveness begins at home. So oftentimes when you have this energy, it also means that you have generally a sense of compassion and empathy sort of growing within you for others as well. You know, when we realize and accept our own humanity and our own sort of failings, I guess, I don't think they're failings, but sometimes, you know, we see them as weaknesses, right? We begin to also understand others, and we also begin to understand other people's points of view, right? So Judgment really talks about broadening your view of a scenario. It could be, you know, maybe it was an event, like some kind of event, maybe a breakup or something at work, something with friends, some kind of interaction, right, that perhaps you are wishing to maybe try again or do over. There's a sense of reconciliation, or at least a sense of not holding so strictly to, you know, a particular judgment, right, or a particular criticism, letting that go a little bit and understanding that perhaps there's another way to look at things, right? And so Judgment comes in, you're feeling that this week, feeling a lot of compassion and empathy for someone in a particular dynamic with you, but you come up against a 2 of Wands energy, and so you're really wanting to go forward with this, right? Because 2 of Wands is Mars in Aries. And so it's a real desire to take this feeling you have, perhaps of trying again, perhaps of reconciliation. You're really kind of putting your heart behind it and really wanting to see this out, right? Forgiving and learning, healing family situations. This could absolutely be you taking the first step to do that. You're taking the step to go perhaps back to a family member or a family scenario or a dynamic and say, look, can we try to fix this? Can we try to heal this? Certainly if there's been some toxicity or some negativity, some damage there, some trauma. You round the week off with a High Priestess, which is a huge sense of self-confidence and definitely a heightened feeling of intuitional ability, right? So It almost feels as though, you start off this week with this idea that you want to heal a particular situation. And I think that the steps that you take towards it are very cheetah energy. You're really purposeful about it. And I think things turn out in such a way that you're proven right, in a way, right? You kind of get a reaffirmation that what you believed, what your intuition was telling you, or your gut was telling you about a particular situation over here was right. That, it was right for you to make the first step towards healing. An example could be like, if you just suddenly get that message, that it's time to contact family, and despite, fear and pride, right? You go for it. You say, look, I'm going to lay my pride down. I'm going to lay my own judgmentality and criticism down for the sake of healing. And then you make those first steps, and lo and behold, you're met with a reciprocal energy, right? And so that really reaffirms that you knew all along what to do, and it reaffirms your intuitional ability. High Priestess is all about also learning the secrets to life through experience, which is why she doesn't give you much. Oftentimes they talk about the High Priestess. She's very cagey. She doesn't show you the secrets. She has the Torah in her lap, which is definitely a symbol of keeping secret knowledge. She is the keeper of secret knowledge, of all secret knowledge. And so in this way, she never really tells you the answers, but it's through her essence that you come to them. And her essence is wisdom, it's experience, it's facing your experience, it's diving into your experience, listening to your inner voice with confidence, right? Although that voice may be wrong at times, right? But still having the courage to listen and to go for it anyway. This is how we learn, this is how we gain wisdom, and this is the road to the secrets of life that we each sort of have to follow. Three of Pentacles, King of Wands, Two of Pentacles. So some of you are certainly coming in this week. You're kind of coming in with sort of run-of-the-mill, and I don't want to say run-of-the-mill, but you're just working away steadily, right? In a job or a career area, business area. You're just kind of, Three of Pentacles is all about works, right? And so you're just busy with it. You're doing it, you're getting to work, and you're kind of sort of beginning to perhaps get more attention for your work, more accolades. You may be working more in a group setting before, because now you've reached a certain level of mastery in your field. And you're met with the King of Wands. And this King of Wands is definitely someone else in your life that you come across who is certainly a leader, certainly has a sense of authority. It's someone that you really look up to, or someone that you certainly, your passions are aligned with them, right? And they firmly have their eyes on you. They've been watching you, Leo, for quite some time. And it's interesting because you round off this week, those of you who are resonating with this, you round off this week with a huge amount of flux and change in your life. This King of Wands is going to be somebody who comes in and really shakes things up for you. Really perhaps even helps you take things to the next level with your job, right? Or with your career. There's something about their input, their wisdom perhaps. Perhaps they're counseling you, or maybe they're pulling some strings for you. But whatever the case is, this King of Wands is certainly a person who is respected. They have a sense of authority. They're definitely a leader. People listen to them, and when they say something, it counts, and they are saying something to you and about you that's really changing your whole life around, right? It's going to be quite chaotic as a result, but it will be good. Certainly it will be good, and I think it's certainly going to at first maybe feel a bit sort of stressed, because Two of Pentacles is a really sort of chaotic change. It's like total flux, up and down, not sure where you're going to land. But it oftentimes is necessary, especially when you're resonating higher with abundance, or you're going into a whole new sort of level when it comes to work or finance or business. More Pentacles, King, Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So some of you are coming in this week, and you've already, Leo, you're already resonating with being the leader in your field. So the King of Pentacles, very much the benefactor, right? He's the mentor in his career or his business area or his field, right? He's the one who, wants to see others sort of succeed. He's the industrialist. He's the investor, right? He's the expansionist in that way. He wants to expand his business, or oftentimes he's looking or seeking for another area to go with his business or his career. He's already certainly had a certain amount of success. So Leo, you're resonating with this. Very cheetah energy, certainly when it comes to manifesting on a material plane. Certainly when it comes to someone who is in sort of a business field, a money field, a financial field, or just within your career, even if you're just only, say for instance, you're a cook or a chef or you're a scientist, right? You're still going to be highly successful. You're going to have a certain level of abundance and a track record. You know, the King of Pentacles has a track record for success. You come up against the Nine of Cups, which is a feeling of blessing, right? So this week, excuse me, Leo, it's like you resonate higher. If you haven't already resonated to this King of Pentacles position, if this is a new position, or if I feel like it's a new position, and I'm going to tell you why, because of this Eight of Wands. So it feels very much to me, Leo, like you've done the work, and like right now, for some of you Leos, you're kind of, leveling up. A lot of my regulars know, that I use that term. You're leveling up to another status level, another baseline, and it's higher than where you're at now because of all the hard work you've done and because of all your good sort of success. And you find yourself with a Nine of Cups, so you're very blessed, right? You find yourself blessed with a lot of good connections, a lot of good friendships. And a lot of wish fulfillment. This is for a Leo who's for a long time, maybe not a long time, but there have been quite a few wishes that have been granted to you. So you definitely feel blessed. You feel, it's not like you're lucky, you've worked for it, but you also feel blessed. You feel gratitude. And something about this week is really going to drive that home. You do, however, round the week off with an Eight of Wands. And so there's a lot of mixed messages coming in from somewhere. Right? And it could be as a result of you and this is why I say this is new, because I believe for some of you Leos, this new position that you're coming into here, it's new because as soon as you sort of level up, right, to King of Pentacles, all of a sudden there's all this information that comes in, right? Eight of Wands is my viral card. In a lot of ways, it can mean going viral. It can also mean just having a lot of mixed messages, for instance, in relationships, right? But I think that something changes, right? You kind of achieve your goal here, and you go through a little period of sort of, being very happy and blessed. But then by the end of the week, definitely by the beginning of next week, it's like all of a sudden everything kind of shifts and gets quite chaotic with this Eight of Wands. And I think it is as a result of this sort of shift that you made here. So you're going to have to put some boundaries in place. There may be people suddenly coming into your life that are, all of a sudden they want a piece of it. All of a sudden they want money. All of a sudden they want something from you. And it's going to happen quite fast. You're certainly going to have to pay attention, Leo, and really put the right boundaries in place. Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is going to be the last one. So Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Wands certainly talks about forgiving and learning and healing, but in a way that you are finally beginning to even see or acknowledge that you need to heal. Nine of Wands is very much sort of, digging in and mustering that last bit of energy to get through a particular stage in your life that has been full of burdens, full of trials, tribulations, heavy responsibilities. Very different than a Swords card where it's more sort of ego attacked and, much more sort of visceral. Nine of Wands is just a great burden of carrying a lot of baggage, carrying hang-ups around, carrying leftovers from traumatic relationships perhaps, or toxic relationships. And so you've adopted some of these wands, and they can be behavior patterns and attitudes, representative of, and you've kind of adopted them almost as a crutch. Right? Because maybe for a little while, they did help you get through a difficult situation, but now they don't serve you anymore. These behaviors don't serve you. In fact, now the only thing that they're doing, these wands that you've accumulated, this baggage, is alienating you. And so with Nine of Wands, you begin to see that. right? And you have to go through this Nine of Wands first before you can lay these burdens down, which would be a Ten of Wands. And so, Leo, some of you are definitely owning up to your own shit this week. You know, it's that simple. But it's all part of a process of healing yourself and learning and forgiving. You're learning about yourself and forgiving yourself. You then come up against the Eight of Pentacles, and I think for some of you Leos, you throw yourself into your work this week. You know, this kind of understanding that you're not quite at the finish line of laying down all of your burdens, and so for some of you, you kind of definitely come up against this Eight of Pentacles, which is all about sort of disciplining yourself to keep your head down, keep working, keep your nose to the grindstone. You haven't quite achieved that goal yet, but you know through hard work you will. And by the end of the week, you have Queen of Wands energy, which is you already start to get more rewards coming in and affirmation coming in that you're making the right decision here. You know, that you're making, you know, the right decision. As soon as, I always say this in my readings, as soon as you make an intentional step towards your own progress, towards your own betterment, right? And this is a real step, not just, you know, lip talk, you know what I mean? Not just sort of like saying it, you know, not really meaning it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to really sort of heal myself and I'm really going to let go of all of this negativity, and then you do nothing. You know, we're talking about when you really make the hard step of looking in the mirror and saying, wow, Leo, you know, I didn't like the way I acted there. Or I didn't, you know, I can't believe that I behaved, or I have the same attitude and it just isn't working for me, right? So I got to let go of this attitude. You know, it's time to let it go. It's time to let the pain associated with it go. That's the real work. And then the real work of really being disciplined and keeping sort of focused on your actual career or your job, your business here, right? Doing the labor, the real labor to master a craft. Then the universe, the spirits in the universe, they reaffirm very quickly for you. They come to your aid and they work with you very quickly. And so Queen of Pentacles, you know, is abundance coming in as a result of your blood, sweat, and tears, right? And sort of a reaffirmation of what it takes to manifest your goals and dreams. This is why the Queen of Wands is sitting in the garden, which is because of her hard work, but yet she continues to keep her focus on her pentacle because she understands that just because the rewards come in, you don't stop the focus, right? It's kind of a new awakening and understanding that anything in life, your real dreams and goals, always require your 100% intention and input, your 100% focus, your mind, body, and soul, you know. And this is kind of like, it's kind of that feeling of when you start to become quite successful, and at the same time you've become quite good at a particular job. Now, some people may just stop working towards that job and just right away begin to, you know, enjoy their success, enjoy the money and the abundance. But there's also that Queen of Pentacles energy where, yes, you love the abundance that's coming in and the rewards that's coming in, but what you love even more is that you found your sweet spot for continuing to work, right? For you continuing to do this labor that you love so much, whatever it is, whatever your profession is, right? And so you're not happy to stop it, you know? You don't want to stop it just because the rewards are coming in. Your greatest reward is realizing, you know, how you are manifesting your dreams and continuing to do that, right? And continuing to have a higher and higher level, a higher and higher bar. And of course, the rewards and abundance that come in naturally, there's almost incidental. Of course, they're going to come in when you're successful. Very nice energy, Leo. Certainly very nice energy for some of you Leos who are definitely working on huge changes in your life with regard to career and business. You know, you may have opened up a business recently, or you may have started a new career path, but you're being very single-minded about it. And you're also, this whole reading has very much been about, certainly with cheetah energy and raccoon and starfish as well, they're finding that deeper quality and essence, right? And also realizing that right now you are in love with working towards your goals because you're right away getting reaffirmation and you're right away getting sort of feedback that what you're doing is right. So it's just feeding your hunger. All right, Leo, this is your December 29th to January 4th reading for the weekly. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to check out your other readings, which are linked in the description. Or if you want to get a private reading or a 10-minute recorded answer to one of your questions, you can follow those links at the top of your screen. But for right now, Leo, have a wonderful, wonderful last week of 2019 and a beginning week of 2020. Bye-bye now.